Hello everyone, welcome back to the second Matplotlib video in our series on getting started with Matplotlib. The goal of this video is to introduce the two Matplotlib interfaces and give some simple examples. So in the last video, I showed you very basic syntax using the object-oriented interface. Today we're going to review that. I'm also going to show you sometimes what's called the state-based interface, or as kind of written here, what do they call it? The PyPlot interface. So here from the Matplot blog, I have this really nice explanation of PyPlot versus object-oriented interface. So this is just a screenshot I took from this blog post, which is linked here. So feel free to go and read it if you'd like some more details. But the PyPlot interface, I think the main takeaway is that it's made to imitate how we plot in MATLAB. So in particular, what do I want to say? Let's see, I didn't want to read the whole explanation here, but basically maybe all I want to say is that it's extremely similar to MATLAB. I'll show you an example of it, and even down to things like, for instance, if I want to plot a blue line where I'm marking with circles, then I could use this string here, so exactly the same as the one that we had seen in MATLAB. So as a quick review, let's start by using the object-oriented interface. As I stated in the previous video for Math 9, I really would like you to use the object-oriented interface exclusively. The state-based interface, I think we're going to have one example with it in a future video, but for the most part, we're going to avoid it. So I already have my imports done. Let's do a quick refresher on the object-oriented interface. So I have fig, ax for figure and axes objects. This is plt.subplots. And remember, I can set my x variable as x equals, let's do the same graph as last time. So this is going to be cosine from 0 to 7. So let's do linspace 0 to 7. Let's do 100 points. Then ax.plot x, np.cosine of x. So here's this familiar plot from last time. And remember, the semicolon removes that weird text at the top. So what's going on here is I'm calling a method on an axes object. So calling a method on an axes object. As a reminder, I can check the type of fig, and we'll see that it's a figure object. And again, I can check, well, what's the type of ax, and this is an axes object. And in the last video, we talked a little bit about how you can imagine the figure as a blank canvas. And that analogy I got from this same blog post, so I highly recommend going and reading it if you have the chance. But otherwise, that's just a quick refresher on the object-oriented interface. Now let's move to the state-based interface. So again, this is very similar to MATLAB. Let's define our x coordinates. So I'll have np.linspace, again, 0 to 7. Let's go up by 0.1. Then I'm going to do plt.plot x, np.cosine of x. Oops, and what is it not happy with? Oh, do you see what I did here? I said 0.1 instead of 100. I was thinking of a range where we were going up by 0.1. But good, so we get the same plot, but notice here, I have this plt.plot. So let's call help on that. Oops, ploy, plot. So notice here, this is a function. So here we're calling a function and we're passing in arguments versus the example up here, we're creating an instance of an axes object, and then we're calling the plot method on it. So quick video, just wanted to go over the two differences. You'll see both of them used in practice, but for this class, again, let's try to stick to the object-oriented one. I think this is a good place to stop the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.